Hello, everyone. This is Eliani Campbell. I'm the founder and the creator of the PhoenixUnleashed.com, and today we're back bringing you the Phoenix Dialogues. How many times have you heard someone say, it's too late or I'm too old? Or better yet, how many of us have said that? Well, today's guest is Teresa Pitts, and she's done just the opposite. She's here today to tell her story of failure, to graduating from UCLA with honors, and today she's here at the Phoenix Unleashed, and I just want to welcome her. Hi, Teresa. How are you?
Hi, Eliani. I'm fine. Nice to be here.
Good. We finally hooked up, huh?
Yes, we did. Great things will happen. You just have to, stay persistent. So we did.
Yes, we did. Okay, as I was saying, Teresa, my guest today is Teresa Pitts, and I came across her when I was surfing the internet looking for positive stories as usual, and I came across her story. Teresa's from Los Angeles, and she kind of had a bumpy start with education. She didn't graduate with her high school class the way she had planned on it. She was in college twice, and she dropped out. And Teresa kind of correct me if I'm wrong, okay? And eventually Teresa went back to school, and she graduated from UCLA with honors last May. Is that correct?
In June, yes.
In June, okay.
Right.
Well, welcome to the Phoenix Unleashed. First thing I want to ask is, who is Teresa Pitts? I'm sorry.
That's okay because I'm actually Teresa A. Pitts. I have that middle initial that I make sure always goes in there. Drives some people crazy, but it's important to me.
I understand.
But anyway, who I am? Wow, that's a deep question. I think first and foremost, I'm an optimistic person, and I don't know, I'm creative, and when you say who am I, that's a huge question. I don't know, I'm artistic and creative, I'm sentimental, I like people, I love to talk, I don't know, I like to seek joy. And I'm the second oldest out of 4 children. I'm also an Air Force brat, so even though I'm African American, I was born in Japan with my brothers and sister. So all 3 of us were born in Japan, and we lived in Delaware, and I've lived in Alaska for 5 years, which is interesting. We used to make snow rinks in our backyard, so that was a definitely interesting experience. I'm glad you asked me who I am, but who am I?
Well, I mean, you said a mouthful. Just, say what's on your mind, and that's what you did. You gave me a little bit of your background. But with that being said, I kind of want to go into the next topic. As I stated, surprisingly, from what I read, you didn't graduate with your high school class because of not passing one class.
Well, actually, I didn't pass the class that I ended up majoring in at UCLA. It was English, and it wasn't that I wasn't capable of doing the work, but I had some emotional issues that, I didn't know how to deal with at the time, and so they kind of consumed my world, and I let them, trip me up, and instead of, getting back up, I stayed down for a minute. So, it was kind of heartbreaking because I went to summer school and I almost didn't pass summer school. I actually got a D in that class because my problems. I was having some issues with friends, or just trying to find out who I was, where I was going, and things like that. I wasn't really happy, and I didn't know how to deal with that, and then the peer pressure of being 16 and 17 and. So it was kind of crazy, so I just barely was making it to summer school. My parents were devastated when I didn't graduate from high school. I know they were. They didn't say it to my face, but, I could tell, in their eyes that they were very disappointed, which, made me very sad. And so I got a D in the English class, and we went to the office to get our diplomas. They handed us the diploma across the desk and said, congratulations. And I felt sad because I felt like my parents had deserved more than that, like they had deserved to attend the ceremony. And they didn't get a chance to do that because I wasn't taking life seriously. I wasn't respecting myself or my life or my parents or education. But that changed, though.
adversities and things that you've gone through, how did you pick yourself up?
Well, you know what? You have to. The one thing is you have to recognize where you are. Okay. And whenever I was depressed, I realized that I was depressed. And you have to realize that you're not seeing things the way that they really are because of the sadness. So if you can kind of keep that in mind, that's what I did. I knew that when I was sad, that wasn't me.
Tell me more about your blog, Tap Into the Possibilities. And we've talked about this before. I remember the day you called me, you were really excited about the Facebook like thing, which I did the other day, and I'll tell you about that later.
Oh, okay, good.
Okay. But what brought that about, and tell me more about that, about your blog.
Well, like we were talking about earlier, the difference between being sad and being happy. I don't want anyone to ever feel like they don't have a place to go to lift themselves up. And so when I talk to people tell me, you know what, you just, like, you inspired me, you motivated me. And I kept hearing that. And so I was like, you know what, when I did my entrance essay for UCLA, I put in there that I was going to have a company called Tap Into the Possibilities. And where that comes from are my initials, Teresa A. Okay, so that's TAP. And I sing. When I sing, that's my stage name. I go by Tap. So I put Tap, T period, A period, P period, into the possibilities because Tap is into the possibilities. You get it? So it's Tap is into the possibilities, and also it's a play on the phrase tap into the possibilities. So I'm Tap, and I'm into the possibilities. And so that's kind of how I came up with that. And then what I started.
Do you think this is your purpose? A lot of times we're looking for our purpose and our calling. Do you think this is it? This is one of the things that you're meant to do? Did you stumble upon this, or?
I think this is my calling. I do. I mean, even though I'm prepping for law school and that in itself incorporates what I'm doing, I think this is my calling because of what's alive. When I was accepted to UCLA, I was grateful. A lot of days I'd walk on the campus, and I'd just be looking at the buildings and smiling, and the kids would ask me, they would look at me and they would smile back. And they're like, you're so happy. I'm like, I'm happy to be here. Because when I entered UCLA, the admissions rate was, they had like a 3.5% African-American population.
Wow.
So I knew I was one of the, but yes.
Okay, with all of that going on, what's next for Miss Pitts?
Well, I want to keep the Tap Into the Possibilities going. I mean, it's international. I put on my Facebook page, I put Tap Into the Possibilities is international because I'm getting people from, like, countries that I have to look up in the dictionary. They're all over the place, from Mexico to Ireland and just all over the place. But what's next for me is to complete the Law Fellows program and then to go to law school. I do want to go to the UCLA School of Law, but I will be applying to Stanford, Harvard, Yale, the traditional schools. But, UCLA is going to be where I'm going to go. I'm like 99.5% sure.
Okay, I'm sitting here nodding my head, smiling like, you go ahead, girl. Thank you again. Thank you so much for joining me at the Phoenix Unleashed with the Phoenix Dialogues. Did you have anything else to close with?
I wanted to thank you, Eliana, and I wanted to thank the Phoenix Unleashed and the Phoenix Dialogue. I want to wish you guys a lot of success because we definitely need to continue hearing the black voices and seeing that, there are people out there getting it done that look like us. So I'm just very grateful that you have interviewed me and that you have such a wonderful place for us to go and be empowered. Thank you.
Okay. And with that being said, this is Eliana Campbell, the creator and the founder of the PhoenixUnleashed.com. Guys.